Welcome back to Stinker Drinker Thinker. We're three guys. We pour some pours, we make some cocktails, and we rank them in our own special way. And welcome to Drink It Your Way week here on the show. We got a couple really cool things lined up. Hopefully, I mean, maybe some people think they're cool, maybe some people don't. At some point this week, I think we're going to disrespect MRT Lee, but really, he just disrespected himself. Long story, we'll get there. I'm your host, Anthony Longano. I'm joined here by my two very best friends in the world. One over here is a world-renowned, master-trained, pre-advanced, like literally wrote the third and final textbook because there's no more information needed to be had on being a sommelier. Troy, the body of a Gladi. Troy, say hello to everybody.
Why, hello.
And it's this button. Nope.
Nope.
We'll try again next time.
It's either pink or purple.
Yep. And then a man who traveled 40 minutes to a Walmart today to try to find Mountain Dew with real sugar in it. Matt McKibble, everybody.
Hey, over there. Hey,
Cutting glass.
hey.
Cutting glass, man.
Mr. Rich, hold on.
Were you successful?
That's a story for another day.
Yeah, we'll
Actually,
get
a story for today,
yeah,
probably,
we'll get
honestly.
there in a second. Yeah,
we'll
get
find
there in
out.
a second. We're coming off a cool week where we did some cocktails. We drank a really unique whiskey that technically isn't whiskey anymore. Maybe it is. I don't know. That was the Crown Barrel Phoenix stuff, which is really cool. It's a 15-year-old MGP that was redistilled and it's clear as day. That was last Monday's episode, and then we did a Cocktail Doctor episode where we made some sort of like whiskey sour paper plane riff that our good friend Charlie Davis submitted. And appreciate everyone out there submitting those. If you do have a cocktail you'd like us to doctor up, go ahead over to stinkerdrinkerthinker.com and submit it. This week on the show, it's all about drinking things your way. I think one thing that we have talked about across this 85 to 90 episode journey that we're on, so we don't really care how you drink whiskey or anything for that matter. Obviously, we have a brown spirits focus on this show.
Penchant for whiskey.
And obviously, I think you know by now, I think all of our preferred ways are neat, but, I like it out of a Glen. Troy likes it out of a rocks glass, depending on what he's drinking type of thing. Everyone has their own thing. Some people like a little ice. Some people like a large cube. Some people like a lot of ice. Some people like club soda. Some people like actual soda. Some people like juice. So maybe later in the week, we'll get into, some different unique ways we can drink whiskey. But today I think we're going to start with a little history. If you guys don't mind. Do you like history?
I do like history as long as it involves drinking.
Yeah, this is whiskey history.
Whiskery.
Whiskery. We should have a whole whiskery section. That'd be interesting. A little interesting graphic we could put there, just like a barrel with whiskers.
No, the more you know.
Yeah,
Whiskery.
Yeah. So back in the 19th century, moonshiners and Highland Scotch makers, they had a little bit of a nickname for whiskey, and it was known as Mountain Dew, ironically enough. And if you think about it, like the shiners are out there and it's like, all right, morning breeze coming in, sun's rising, the dew's touching the grass, and I'm going to have a sip of my shine. That's why Mountain Dew is the Indiana state bird too. Not only because when I first moved here, everywhere I looked, someone was chugging Mountain Dew, or if you went to like a grocery store, there was just shopping carts filled with Mountain Dew.
I did go to Walmart today. I can't attest that is correct.
Yeah. But like, if you go to the Walmart in Indiana, there's just shopping carts with people driving them filled to Mountain Dew. And I was convinced the first time I ever shopped here that the Indiana state bird is Mountain Dew. Anyway, so let's go the whiskey state bird. And it was one of the first ever nicknames for it. And then later in about 1930, let me get their names. There was a group of people who started, wanted to make a soda that made whiskey more drinkable. So a mixer, I guess.
Do you think it's because whiskey back then was not great? Or do you think...
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, whiskey was cut with stuff. There was no regulations. It probably, probably wasn't the best grain, that they sourced. I mean, hell, fucking Elijah Craig was using fish barrels to age whiskey in. And no matter how much you burn fish, I mean, it smells. So, fish whiskey.
And it sells.
It smells.
Also known as fishki.
Fishki.
Yeah. So in the 1930s, original creators Barney and Ally Hartman, bottlers in Tennessee, had difficulty finding a soda that could mix well with whiskey. And this is on the source here is the liquorlaboratory.com, by the way, guys. So if we're wrong, they're wrong. So, being the inventive type, they created a soft drink that would taste great with whiskey. They came up with a citrus-flavored soda called Mountain Dew, a slang term for moonshine and Highland Scotch whiskey during the 19th century. Originally, and this is ironic because I think on Wednesday's episode, we're going to dive into a little bit of an interview that Elmer T. Lee gave about how he drinks his whiskey. Specifically, Elmer T. Lee, one of the rare unicorn auction bottles out there, which we'll get into later. But Mountain Dew originally was a clear lemon lime spirit soft drink, and they used to. I mean, it didn't have enough sex appeal to it, and they wanted it to make it more cloudy and look like dew and mountain clouds, and so they clouded it up with some yellow 5, killed everyone's sperm, and then the population was ruined. No,
I'm surprised they made it green. Like, would you want to make it blue if you want to make it like more?
Yeah, I don't know, but and now they got like Code Red and fucking Taco Bell Dew and. What's that? Baja
Taco Dew?
Yeah, Baja Diarrhea Blast Mountain Dew.
Big Mountain Dew is going to come after us if you don't stop making fun of
Oh,
it.
yeah, anyway. Listen, if they haven't claimed the Indiana State bird yet, they're missing out on money there. But anyway, that's the start. Like, so Mountain Dew, which is a soda that I could not imagine. Now, again, there's no way to no designated way to drink or what to mix with it, but I cannot imagine drinking Mountain Dew with whiskey. Is that ever something that would cross your mind?
No. I don't think so.
I've never done it.
Well, we're going to do it.
Are you excited to do it, Troy?
I don't know if that's the right word.
Yeah.
Are you intrigued?
At least slightly, but more so just scared.
Yeah, very scared.
All right, that's fair.
I would argue that that's a valid feeling.
Okay.
Figured I'll go, we should use some, since we're going to absolutely butt-fuck good whiskey this week with soda and other mixers. Figured we'd use a really good bottle today from Tennessee, since Tennessee Barrelers were the first people to do that. This is the Chattanooga 111 straight bourbon.
Which is awesome.
It's one of the best whiskeys, I think. One of the best Tennessee whiskeys I've ever had, too. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic bottle, and it's fairly cheap, I think, too, for a 111.
Let's just ruin it.
We're gonna destroy it. We're gonna put Mountain Dew on it, and we're gonna do the whiskey dew.
Dew.
Yeah, we're gonna do it our way.
Would you do it already?
So listen. So initially, I'm gonna give you guys the choice here. So, and we're gonna we've got a couple stories we can have while we suffer through this. So obviously, I want to know. I'm gonna go. Pour it. Matt, while I'm pouring it, maybe you can tell the story about how you went to go get the Mountain Dew today. But I also want to talk maybe about how we like to drink our own ways if we're going to go with mixers instead of making fine cocktails or drinking neat. So I'm going to give you guys some choices here with the Chattanooga. I have these little plastic cups. I feel like if we use these little plastic cups, we'll drink less. I can also make them look really nice. I can make a Mountain Dew and Chattanooga cocktail.
I mean, you could.
Yeah. What would you, Troy?
What's my other option?
If you were going to do the dew, would you like it with ice in this little cup, or would you like me to make you like in a rocks glass with ice, Chattanooga topped with the dew?
Large cube or
maybe a large cube. So,
no,
I think it needs to. I think it needs to get diluted quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd rather not do a disservice to large cubes around the world. Or
you're more worried about harming the reputation of large cubes,
absolutely, or even glasses for that matter.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's been decided that it sounds like.
So we're using these small boys.
Yeah.
Plastic cups.
Okay, we're gonna do the dew.
Chattanooga and some Mountain Dew.
Hey, Grant McCracken, I'm sorry I'm disrespecting your whiskey right now, man. But yeah, I'll go over to the bar. I'll start pouring these up. Maybe you could tell us the story of what the hell happened today.
All right, Troy. So, when you think we're doing an episode on Mountain Dew and about the history of Mountain Dew, you say, I want to drink the thing that's, I mean, realistically, Mountain Dew now is probably different than Mountain Dew was way back when, right? I got to imagine. But the closest thing they have is a thing called real sugar Mountain Dew or old school Mountain Dew or throwback Mountain Dew is what they call it, right? So, like, all right, well, if we're going to do this podcast, we have to be historically accurate, which means we have to get throwback Mountain Dew. The only way to do it. So logically, you go on the internet and you say, all right, well, I need throwback Mountain Dew today. Because, I don't procrastinate anything I do. So I say, all right, Google, help me. So I find a Walmart. one Walmart in Indiana has throwback Mountain Dew.
How do you know?
Because they have a allocation, or they have like availability per store, right? And so I say, where do you think, if you had to guess, where do you think this was? This one store.
Where in Indiana?
Yep.
I'm gonna say Muncie.
No.
I'm just trying to think of like, maybe I shouldn't say that, but like, maybe where Mountain Dew like breeds in the woods.
No, Anthony. The answer is the Maysville location, 20 minutes
Yeah.
from where I currently was.
I was close. I got an M.
So I said,
been
you know
worse
what?
then.
So I said, you know what? I'm gonna drive. I can hear your ice.
Sorry, hold on. What's the?
It's really loud.
I can smell your lightsaber. You ever see that Dave Chappelle thing? Sorry. Anyway, here, hold on. Let me put this in the fridge,
Okay.
and then you can continue. Go ahead. Now go ahead.
So I was saying, all right, 20 minutes away. That's not bad. 20 minutes there, probably 5 minutes looking around, 20 minutes back. I can be back in about an hour, right? Like, I'm going to get in my car immediately and go. They're going to have it. They say they have it online. I'm going to go. So I get in my car. I drive. About halfway through, I get a bloody nose. Don't know why that happens. Probably a bad sign.
Yeah.
Luckily, I had some napkins in my glove box. So I just got a big tissue water up my nose. Driving to Walmart. I'm like, all right, what could go wrong here? So I get to Walmart, and I'm like, all right, it said aisle Z24. So I walk the perimeter. I'm like, there's no aisle
It's
Z.
a fake aisle. It sounds
Right. I'm like,
super fake.
like, all right, so there's no aisle Z. What do I do now? Oh, it's probably in the coolers in the front of the store. That's probably their aisle Z. So I look in the coolers, and they just have regular Mountain Dew and Diet Mountain Dew. I go, well, this is not good. So I go to the customer service and say, customer service lady, this is a really ridiculous quest, but I need a specific bottle of Mountain Dew it says you have in stock.
It's probably like an hourly occurrence.
Can you help me
in
find it?
Maysville Walmart.
It's in Z24. I don't know
where
where
off the top of her head, right?
She said, oh yeah, I know where that is. No, she said, well, the coolers are numbered based on the aisle of the of like the candy bars. So if you look at the candy bar row, I know way too much about stocking at Walmart now, but if you look at the aisle of the snacks, they're all lettered and numbered. So like Z1, Z2, whatever, up to like Z60 at this store. So I go, okay, cool. So I'm going to figure this out. So I go and look around, and there's like Z21, Z23. There's no Z24. I don't know where Z24 is. So I go and ask the guy at the self-checkout saying, sir, I'm really sorry. I need this Mountain Dew that I can't find. I've checked all 60 aisles, and I can't find it. Please, for the love of God, help me find this Mountain Dew. And he goes, well, all right. He walks me over to Z24. We find Z24. And there's actually a special display case for Mountain Dew. Didn't see it before. Tucked away. Oh, that sounds so good. Refreshing. And I go, all right, sir. Let's look through this. And it's just a rack of Mountain Dew. Nice and cold.
The Dew rack.
And I'm like, all right. So I dig through all the way in the back of the Mountain Dew. I dig through every single, there's like 100 bottles of Mountain Dew in there. And there's no Mountain Dew throwback. It's all just regular Mountain Dew. So I go, sir, I'm going to need you to check your inventory for a throwback Mountain Dew. And he goes, yeah, I'm not going to do that. It's not here. Our website is probably just wrong. I go, yeah, okay. And so I walked out of
That
Walmart.
goes back to my first question. How do you know?
They said they are the only Walmart that has it.
On their website.
Yeah, it says availability, aisle Z24. So I left that store defeated. So I went to a liquor store.
And bought Mountain Dew.
And looked for some whiskey, but didn't find anything under either. So that's what happened. That was my whole story. And that gave Anthony enough time to, you're making it really fancy. Oh my God.
Just making a Mountain Dew cocktail.
God. So that's my story about how I could not find Mountain Dew throwback day of. And I have failed.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. My bloody nose is gone, though. So
That's good.
You still, bloody nose and all, you probably looked like a class act walking into Walmart.
I don't ever want to speak poorly of people, but it was an event going to that Walmart.
I bet.
And it was like 1
Wow.
p.m. So yeah, this looks gorgeous.
Even got the little baby straws.
Yeah, dude.
You like that? Feel like you're at the American Legion?
All right.
You gotta have 2 of them.
All right, Anthony. I see this cocktail. It is officially a cocktail now.
I mean,
you put a lime in it. This is not.
Yeah.
This is too fancy.
I don't know. Like, how would they would have served it
I don't know.
in 1930?
They didn't have fruit back then.
They didn't have fruit in the 30s. They made a lemon lime soft drink.
Nope,
But they
didn't
don't have
exist.
fucking.
Nope.
Anyway, so Grant McCracken, I disrespected your whiskey. If you guys want to try this whiskey, it's delicious. It's really good. So this is Chattanooga 111. Finish the bottle. This is the last spit sipping of it if you want to compare. I'm going to tell you what. This looks appetizing, and maybe it's just because I made it look appetizing, but I feel like I am at an upscale American Legion. Maybe a VFW. I don't know the difference, so if I disrespected anyone there, my bad. But, I mean, it looks good. So it's 1.5 ounces of Chattanooga, and then the rest is the dew. Put a little twist of lime in there.
Cheers.
Cheers.
A little Applebee's straw. And here we go. Let's see.
What should we get? It smells like Mountain Dew. What were your proportions, ratios?
1.5 whiskey, topped off a Mountain Dew.
Just top it off.
And then I squeeze a little lime right on top.
I mean, it's not a bad beverage. I don't enjoy it, but it's not a bad beverage. I assume I'm at a dive bar, and this is what I'm drinking.
Yeah, like you ask for like a whiskey ginger, like a ginger beer, and they give you the flat ginger ale. That's what this tastes like.
I think this is just a worse version of a whiskey ginger.
Yeah, it's exactly right. It's exactly, yeah. It's not great.
What do you think is worse about it than ginger?
It has this I don't know. It's weird. It doesn't taste like Mountain Dew, and it doesn't taste like whiskey. It doesn't taste like the two separate.
I agree 100%.
It tastes like a worse version of both of them put together.
I think
could not have said it better myself.
I think the color makes me want the ginger spice.
Maybe that's what it is.
And then I don't get it. And it just looks like dehydrated piss.
It's somehow made both worse. And I don't know why.
It's like less than the sum of its parts.
Again, this stuff was invented. This stuff was invented for whiskey.
Now, it's not the throwback Mountain Dew. So, maybe we fucked up here. But,
I mean,
this is the closest we're going to get.
I don't know what the exact differences are, but it's probably corn syrup versus sugar.
They actually say, in quotes, real sugar.
Yeah, so it's corn syrup versus sugar.
Yeah, in theory.
This is bad. Guys, and I don't, for all of our viewers and listeners out there, if you see a picture of this, I know this looks like bougie. This is not meant to be bougie. And if you're new around here, we don't sit around and disrespect whiskey with Mountain Dew. But it is Drink It Your Way week.
But we do it for you.
Would you do the do for us?
For you. Would you do the do? We do the do so you don't have to.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
We do the do the way you do.
Matt, thank you for driving 40 minutes for nothing.
Yeah, it was really
that's
a
annoying,
terrible
man.
experience, and I don't care for Walmart. But if you want to sponsor us, Walmart, I would gladly consider your offer.
I think Walmart would be the type of place to sue after an episode like this. Not sponsored, but I guess those words will make us find out, won't it?
Maybe. I mean, if you want to sponsor us, I can help you with your inventory system for Mountain Dew specifically. If you want, I know a lot about convenience aisles at Walmart.
Obviously, you don't know a thing about stock levels, though, because...
No, the website doesn't.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway. I did find out it was like that throwback soda was discontinued 2 years ago. So that's probably why they didn't have it, but hey.
As out of style as this is for us, let's make it our thing. So, the presentation's great. At first glance, this looks like a drinker, right? I feel like I'm in an upscale, maybe if this was a highball glass, I'd be like, oh, this is a good whiskey soda, right? An elevated whiskey soda cocktail. Looks good, right? It's got the ginger look. It's got a lime in it. It makes me think like I'm drinking a mule or a whiskey ginger, 7 to 7, something like that, right? Jamie and ginger, right?
You don't think it's suspiciously neon in color?
Let me finish.
Okay.
So looks can be deceiving. And then I smell it and it's like, ooh, that smells a little bit more lemony than limey. Even though I put lime juice on top of it, or I saw the bartender do that. So I'm going to take the straw because I don't really like bar straws. And then it's in there. And then I look at it again, and it looks like dehydrated piss. And everything changes. The visual changes. And now it just looks like Mountain Dew mixed with whiskey that was probably either good or bad whiskey. You can't tell. That
is the most disappointing thing about this.
You by can't
far
tell.
Is it just absolutely destroys the whiskey.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to be joking at first.
No, we're doing it. We're doing it the way we do it.
Yeah, this is not good.
No, it's not good. I would not recommend drinking whiskey with Mountain Dew, no matter what the whiskey is. We put $70 really good bourbon in here, and it's maybe it's not meant to be drank as a mixer. I don't know. I mean, you guys want to at least try this?
Sure.
But I mean, that's a stinker to me. I would never do that again.
Yeah,
I'm not a Mountain Dew fan to begin with. Maybe that's something. I like Code Red.
I grew up on Mountain Dew and Cheez-Its. So.
Code Red was my thing. And Surge. You guys remember fucking Surge, dude? Anyway.
A lot of stories about Mountain Dew.
System of a Down singer?
Yeah, that's Surge. I have a lot of stories about Mountain Dew, maybe for another time, but I'm drinking a lot of Mountain Dew in my time.
Got a lot of soda stories. We got the whole week.
I think my brothers who listen to this podcast can probably attest about how much Mountain Dew and Cheez-Its I've eaten. It's pretty disgusting.
Well, since you're a Dew expert, after you try that, give us your rating. Give us your rating on doing the Dew, the original whiskey mixer.
It's pretty good whiskey.
It's a good whiskey.
It's pretty good whiskey. My official answer to that question is it's a stinker, but I would if I drank about 4 of these, it'd be a drinker.
Oh yeah, it's no holds barred. Yeah, honestly, if I have one more sip of the Glen, I can slug this and order 6 of them.
Yeah,
you know?
It's a dive bar drinker.
You know what it reminds me of, Troy? Before we get into your rating, you texted me a drink that someone asked you for at your bar the other day, which we're going to get into some of the drinks that Troy gets asked for at his bar on Wednesday's episode. But
okay,
like, what was the name of that drink?
The Transfusion.
The Transfusion. So I have a buddy.
Sounds so fancy.
I have a buddy that we've golfed at a tournament at his local country club. We used to go every year and golf at it. And the Transfusion is like, man, I totally forgot what it is. But
I'll tell you.
Yeah, tell me what it is. Yeah.
Vodka, grape juice, and ginger ale.
Yeah. So I think
I
think of my buddies, and he can maybe answer this, but instead of doing grape juice, I think that they did. What did I tell you they did?
I think cranberry.
Yeah, they did cranberry instead, and it was actually kind of delicious. You're out there in 102 degrees golfing and drinking White Claws all day, and then the cart girl comes around and she goes, "You want a transfusion?" You're like, "Fuck yeah, give me a double." And I mean, me and my buddy, we were slugging those things, especially like part of your entry fee is liquor's free.
Oh, that's not a good
so
idea
it's
for
just
them.
like this reminds me of like a shitty golf course cart girl drink, you know?
That guy named like 6 or 7, and the woman he was with, maybe like 6 or 7 different drinks before I landed on something that I could actually make them, that I had the ability to make them.
That is absolutely horrifying.
And we landed on what's called a 007, and I don't even know if I made it right, and I don't remember what it was, but it was like vodka and like different types of juices. And when he tasted it, and I said, you know, how is that? Is that okay? He's like, that'll play. And I was like, is that a golf reference? And he's like, yeah.
What?
I'm just like, wow.
Hey, you sir are anyway. Let it play.
Let it play. And I knew it was a golf reference.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I was kind of proud of myself.
That's actually pretty impressive.
You've golfed with me enough, I guess.
Yeah, he laughed. He was proud of me too. Man, that was something. But yeah.
No.
I can see what you're saying. Yeah, totally golf course sluggable.
Yeah. Easy. Like, it's a hot day. It is a little bit refreshing, I'll be honest. It's a little refreshing. It's just got like this weird bitterness to it that I don't necessarily
it's that, like,
enjoy.
Medicinal, like
fake
garbage,
sugar
like
garbage
pail.
Yeah. Yep.
Troy, what's your official rating?
If I'm riding a golf cart, it might be a different rating than what I'm going to rate it right now, which is a stinker.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it looks like your overall experience has been great. You're filled to the brim there.
Have you guys tried to smell it?
Yeah, I did try.
What do you smell? And don't think too hard. Because I smell nothing.
No, I do smell something.
lemon.
Like, I don't smell lemon. And I don't smell lemon.
Have
and
you
I don't
ever
smell
walked?
lime.
Have you
Take
ever
a little bit out of the glass, Troy. Just take a big sip.
A big.
Look. Get it here. You can smell something.
I'm going to tell you what you.
Why that is
I'm going to
true.
tell you what you smell. You ready? Urinal cake.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't want to say it. It's piss.
Oh my god!
It's scented piss.
You're the first one into a men's restroom, so
Right after the janitor left.
It's clean, yeah, but it still smells like it was used.
Yeah, it's a urinal cake, dude.
Yep.
We're gonna call this one the piss cake.
No, we're not.
Chattanooga 111 and Dew.
No, please, shoot. No.
Yeah.
Sorry, Grant.
Just take their name out of it. Just say whiskey and Dew in line.
Whiskey, Dew, and lime.
And by the
Whiskey
way,
Dew.
Whiskey Dew.
you know, once upon a time when I still drank soda, I liked Mountain Dew quite a bit. I
Really?
really did, yeah. But like Matt said, and wow, man, it's just so true. This does not taste like Mountain Dew, and it does not taste like the beloved whiskey that's in it.
It's
And
weird.
It's just a big bummer.
You know, I was never a Dew fan. I used to drink a ton of soda. I'm a big cherry Coke guy. I haven't drank soda like
I remember
religiously
your
in
Code
years.
Red phase.
Yeah, my
Totally.
Code Red phase was wild. It was absolutely, and dude, my Surge
You had to be
phase,
there.
my Surge phase was even worse because Surge did this thing where you would twist off the cap, and underneath it, you could either win 2 free sodas. Remember the points
dude, I remember
programs?
that. Oh,
yeah, or you can win $10 or whatever. So one time, my stepsister walked me down to the Wawa. Wawa's for you Midwesterners and you non-Easterners. Wawa's like a convenience store, and make really good sandwiches and shit like that if you're trying to be quick about it. But she walked me down, and like my dad and my stepmom were somewhere for the weekend, and she was watching me, my stepsister. And I was like, let's go to the Wawa. I want a Surge. Right? And I had to be like 12 and or like 11. And I walked in there and I grabbed a Surge out of the thing and I just fucking cracked it. And I slugged half of it and I looked at the cap and it said, free Surge. So I was like, Simone, I got a free Surge. So then like I went and I grabbed another one and I took it off and I won 2 free Surges. I ended up walking out of there with 10 Surges, and she didn't tell me until my dad came home and beat my candy ass that she had to pay for all 10 of them because you have to like buy it, then take the cap off, leave, come back, and then you could turn it in. Like she couldn't turn the store to get paid has to send the caps back to Pepsi. So like you have to give them the cap, right? So she had to buy she bought me like 10 fucking Surges, and I guarantee you if that was at 12 noon, they were gone by 4:30, and I was playing Crash Bandicoot fat as fuck. Anyway, I never drank Mountain Dew though.
We call that a surge applier. You keep on getting them.
Wow.
Anyway,
Well, I should have put. I'm sorry, but coming up on Friday, you're going to hear Anthony drink some soda and Troy drink some soda blind. See what it is.
well, yeah. So what we're doing this week is pretty sweet. I want you to.
I was going to say I should have put a surge in it.
You
because
should've.
I really messed up. I'm sorry.
I don't think that's the last time we're going to use the blind box, but yeah, guys. So coming up this week, thanks for hanging out with us first and foremost. We do appreciate it. On Wednesday of this week, or 2 days from now, we got a little follow up to this with the drink it your way type of thing. We're gonna do the Elmer T. Lee special, and we'll save the suspense that we'll be building until you listen to that episode on how Elmer T. Lee drinks his whiskey. We're gonna start the episode off there, and then we're gonna do 2 weird whiskey mixers. I think after that,
Fan submitted.
yeah, fan submitted too on ways people drink their whiskey that I would never. Anyway, you can drink it any which way you want, but we're going to do that. And then on Friday, Matt built did you see this on TikTok or something?
It's been on the internet.
Yeah,
Pepsi,
I've seen
it's like
some
a
of
Pepsi
it.
challenge.
It's like a Pepsi challenge box. It's a cardboard box with a bunch of straws out of it. And that, Matt, what is that? Like, what did you do there?
So I mixed some whiskey with a various amount of sodas to see if they could tell a difference between different categories of sodas. If they have a preference between sodas, and it was as exciting and as you watch it. Just watch it on Friday. You'll find out.
Yeah, that's exclusively on our YouTube channel. If you guys are watching there now, just make sure you hit that subscribe button. Drop us a thumbs up. If you guys like doing the do, leave it in the comments. If you guys think we're crazy, leave it in the comments. If you have a weird whiskey mixer, leave it in the comments all week. For all you guys listening out there in the audio world, we love and appreciate you. Make sure you're subscribing, liking, sharing with your friends, and we'll see you all soon. On that note, Matt, give us an Indiana State bird yodel. Yodeling!